there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and we're in La Fortuna, right next to the Arenal Volcano National Park. If you can see kind of an outline of a mountain behind me, that's Arenal Volcano. Exploded in 1968. Before that, it was like 500 years before, so you should be okay. So don't worry when you're here. But we've had a great time here, zip lining and going on the hanging bridges and all kinds of great stuff. And we've had so much fun. But even places like Arenal, where you have so much fun, there's things you're loving, but also there's things you're not going to love so much. So that's why we had the 5 things you're going to love and hate about visiting Arenal. Now let's get started. The first thing you're not going to like about coming to Arenal, the Arenal region, or La Fortuna is where we're probably going to be based at, is the drive here. Now you'll hear a lot of stuff about the roads in Costa Rica, about how bad they are and things like that. They're not that bad. But the thing is, the drive here, there's a lot of this curving stuff, and your tummy, well, as my wife and I both said simultaneously, it is vomit inducing. So make sure you get some ginger ale before, if you're coming from San Jose or like Jaco or someplace, because the road does go like this. Yes, it is bumpy, but it's not horrible. You're not gonna like break your car, but do watch out for los muertos, the speed bumps, because those things can really ravage your axles, okay? And usually they're painted yellow, but not all the time. But that's the first thing you're not gonna like, is actually the drive getting here, because it is a little rough and bumpy and vomit inducing with the turns. Now, the second thing you might not like about coming to Arenal is we're here in the dry season. Can't you tell? Is here, you got to realize, is Arenal, this region, it's a tropical rainforest, so it does rain. It has its own microclimate. You can't see the volcano so well. You can't see the volcano so well today. Yesterday we could, and we were talking to one of our guides. He's like, "Yeah, it's the first time we've seen it in a month." I'm like, "Wait, hasn't it been the dry season?" Oh, he's like, "Dry season is a misnomer here. It's a tropical rainforest. It does rain all the time, so make sure you come prepared. If you're going to do some of those bridges tours and things like that, or walk in the canopies, make sure you bring a poncho when you're here, because you will get wet. And when it rains here, it can really rain. Now, what's cool though is if you're doing some of these tours in the rainforest, actually only like 3% of the rain actually gets to the ground, so you don't get so wet. You're actually like less wet in the rainforest, and you're out, doing things like this, okay? But now, the third thing you're not going to like about coming to Arenal is the fact that all the hotels, like the resorts, they're spread out around the volcano. Okay, the volcano's great, and they want you to have a great view of it when it does show up, but the problem is it doesn't always show up. Now, the thing is, since you're all the way around the volcanoes to have these great views, you're kind of far from town. So La Fortuna, the town nearby where you're probably going to go, not actually Arenal the town, but more likely La Fortuna, see, I told you the rain's really coming now, is 5 kilometers away. And so if you want to get there, it is kind of a hike to get there, and that can be quite a problem if you want to go pick things up or go eat at a soda, okay, the cheap Costa Rican restaurants, for mom and pop kind of restaurants and stuff like that, okay? Now, the fourth thing you're not going to like about coming to Arenal is the fact that since there's all these resorts around here, you're most likely going to be staying at them, and therefore you're kind of stuck with resort prices. So if you don't have your own car to go drive into town and things like that, you've got to arrange your transportation. But if you don't, you stay here and you're eating meals that in town would be, $5, and here they're $10 to $15 to $20, okay? So you do have a lot higher prices with those resort things, and doing a lot of the excursions, well, I'll talk about in the loves, do kind of add up. If you want to go to the Monteverde, take a whole day trip and go to Monteverde and see those hanging gardens, $200 and some odd. You want to do the hanging gardens here, just hanging gardens nearby, which are totally fine, and they were awesome. We did them yesterday. You're looking at $50 to $70. I mean, these things do add up, and the resort pricing is something you might not like, because you don't always get that cheap Central America pricing when you are here in Arenal. Now, the fifth thing you might not like is really kind of unlikely to happen, is if the volcano blows, well, you're screwed. No, I mean, I'm just kidding. Like, the volcano, it erupted in 1968. Before that, it was like in the 1520s. It doesn't happen so often. Actually, they didn't realize it was a volcano because it was grown over so much. They just thought it was a mountain, so that's why it was kind of bad when it did explode the last time. And you'll hear the guides will tell you, look, if this river gets hot, it's time for us to go. That's our signs. But honestly, I think probably the one thing that might not annoy tourists, but they might notice, is when you're here, you really are in nature. So the animals do come up to you, and you do have the birds crowing at night, and it's really kind of a cool thing. But if you're used to your I want to stay in a nice hotel and I don't want anything bother me, well, you're in the wrong country, first off. But I mean, I know, like our place, we had bird poop in our room because the birds get in our room and stuff like that. So you really are close to nature. So make sure you come prepared. Have your bug spray, have your sunblock, and all those kind of things. And the animals around here, there's so many tourists that feed them. Don't feed them, okay? Because you really shouldn't, okay? So don't feed the animals when you're here because they will come up to you and all kinds of stuff. Not really a bad fifth hate, but you know, it's just one of those things. It's really hard to find things not to like about here, aside from the rain and the dry season, okay? But what are you gonna love about coming here? I mean, I'll be honest, we've had a great time here with our... The first thing you're gonna love are the views. Yes, I know, I realize I don't have much of a view right now, I'm sorry. But I'll put some things up so you can see, but the views when you go around of the volcano, it is just spectacular. The drive here, when you're looking around, seeing all the fruit plantations and everything, I mean, it's a tropical rainforest and you see all this nature and you get to explore that nature out there, whether you're taking a boat tour down the river or you're going on the hanging bridges or zip lining and things like that. You really get into nature and it is just an amazing thing. So just take in all those views. You're gonna, I mean, this is like, I mean, it's seriously, it's one of those, you know, it's a photographer's dream, like with the plants and with the animals and with the scenery and the views and everything. It is just gorgeous beyond belief. So the second thing you're gonna love about coming to Arenal are the really cool excursions that are here. I wanna put two together here. One are the hanging bridges. You go to these kind of like little private reserves and you walk on these hanging bridges and your wires coming down, you're walking 90 meters over a 50-meter drop and you're like, okay, and it's swinging back and forth. You're like, wow, I don't know how Indiana Jones did this because it's harder than it looks. And we went on it and it was just gorgeous. But the thing is, if you're gonna go on those, make sure you bring a poncho or something because even if it is dry season, you will get wet there because when you hit, the rain does come and when you walk over that bridge, there's no canopy protecting you, okay? So you just get drenched. But it's a cool experience and seeing all these things, and if you're scared of heights though, be careful. On the other side of that second thing you're gonna love are the zip lines. Dude, if you're 5 and up, they will let you zip line and it is so cool because you're just like, oh my God, this is awesome. And you see the canopy everywhere. My 9-year-old, he was like, this is so cool. My wife was a little scared when she went, but she did fine. I mean, she's scared of flying, but she's like, oh, zip line, that's fine. Whatever. But that is just one of those awesome things. So if you're gonna come, the two activities I recommend the most, one, the hanging bridges, because that's even for little kids can go. If you got a little bit older kids and everybody above, the zip lining through the canopies, just too cool for words, okay? Now, the third thing you're gonna like about when you come here is since there's a volcano here, you're gonna have some thermal spas, some hot spas. And what's cool is after you do all this adventuring, you're doing your zip lining or your hikes up to the volcano. You can do hikes up to the volcano. You're going to be a little sore and things like that. You can go to the ecothermales, the ecothermals, the spas that are here, and you can go lay in the hot water, meet other tourists that are here, have your dinner there, and just totally relax. And that's one thing that's really great about Arenal. You do get a great chance to relax here, and that's one thing I just love about this place. Now, the fourth thing you're gonna love about coming here is all the flora and fauna. When you're here, you're gonna see bird of paradise all over the place. And if you feel it, it's like a furry cat. It's really weird, but it is beautiful out here. You've got dragon blood trees, which like if you cut it, the sap is like blood. Don't cut it though, okay? Let your guide talk about it and show you those things. Actually helps you with your bleeding. There's so much amazing flora here and the fauna. We were seeing spider monkeys and howler monkeys. There's coyotes out here, animals I've never even heard of. You see it here, and it is just so fantastic to take it all in and really get back to that nature. Some people aren't big fans of nature. I am, and that's really awesome here. Now you can see the rain's really coming. And the fifth thing you're gonna really love about coming here is Arenal has a great tourist infrastructure. People speak English, there's lots of hotels, lots of restaurants, activities, all these things are out there for you, and it's done very well. So if you want to drive on your own, or if you want someone to drive you, they have it there. The restaurants, all kinds of stuff, all the activities, whether it's kayaking in the lakes, or mountain climbing up the volcano, or enjoying seeing the birds. I guess not so many birds in the rain. You can go see frogs, you can see all kinds of stuff here, and it is really fantastic. Well, anyway, those are the 5 things that we loved and hated about coming to Arenal. What are some of yours? Put it in the comment section below, and we'll hopefully get more for you later. Now, I want to go and enjoy more of this rain in the dry season here in Arenal. Adios from Arenal in Costa Rica. Bye.